my meat. I'm going to be using some beef, kidney, intestines, tripe, and palmoil. So I'm going to go clean all this and cook them, and then we'll be back. So it's time for me to cut the peppers. I'll be using green bell peppers and green habanero peppers. So you use as much habanero pepper as you can tolerate. Alright, so let's go. So I've cut my peppers and my onions. I'm going to go blend this. I'll give this a rough blend and then I'll be back. Now it's time to bleach the palm oil. So to do this, you want to make sure that you use a pot that you don't mind draining. My pot already has some stains at the bottom, so because bleaching palm oil used to spoil pots, so you use a pot you don't mind draining. And then now I'm going to pour in my palm oil. You want to put enough to fry the sauce. Once you are done frying the sauce, you can always drain the excess oil, because if you don't put enough oil, it's not going to fry. So now my cooktop is on. What I'm going to do now is to cover this, and then I'm going to set a timer for 15 minutes. You want to leave this to bleach for 15 minutes. Do not open the pot while it's bleaching so that you don't start coughing. So we're just going to leave this and we'll be back in 15 minutes to check on it. So it's been 15 minutes. This is cloudy. You don't want to open it now because everything is just going to come up. So what you want to do is to turn off your cooktop and leave it. Don't move it now because it can cause a fire hazard. So you want to leave this. That is why I like using a pot with a glass cover, so I can monitor this. You want to leave this here until the smoke subsides, and then we'll be good to go. So there's no more smoke in this. To check that it's ready, this is optional, but you can just dip a paper in it. See, looks like vegetable oil and not palm oil, so this is good to go. Now I'm going to fry my meat in the oil. So I'm just going to turn up this, and then I'll place my meat here. I've already cooked and diced my meat. Alright, so we're gonna let this fry. Once the meat starts to get some color to them, we're just going to scoop it out. Why do it look like this? Now the next thing we are going to do is to add the chopped onions and the locust beans. And then you want to fry this till the onions are translucent. Once the onions are translucent, I'm going to pour in my blended pepper mix. I'm just keeping it with this to drain out the water. You can boil it first if you want, but I find that an extra step, so I just prefer to drain the water. This is all the water we have left. If we had poured all that in the sauce, it's going to take forever to fry up. Just going to mix this. When the oil starts floating to the top, we are ready for the next stage. So I'm going to be adding some crayfish, just a little bit. I don't want the crayfish flavor to overpower the sauce. And then I'll be adding 1 seasoning cube and a little bit of salt. Once I'm done with the sauce, if it needs more salt, I can always add more. Mix this up. Now it's time to add my mix back. Just going to pour all this. And then I'm going to add some hard-boiled eggs. Mix this up. Now I'm going to cover this and let this simmer on medium for about 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes, so I'm going to check it now. All the oil is at the top, so it means it's ready. So once it's cool, I'm just going to drain the excess oil. I'm going to taste this. The seasoning is fine. And that's it. And this is how it looks.